Hello, Box Van D here. Me and Maxie want to welcome you to my channel. I thank you for coming. Today's video is a tour of Bob Wells from Cheap RV Living, his rig, his new ambulance, and also an interview where I asked the question you asked me to ask him. So I hope you'll enjoy this video. I still stutter a lot from the stroke, I guess. I started out only being able to say about 2 words together. Today I can do much better, but I still stumble over my words. I still get very nervous when I do interviews, so I make a lot of mistakes. But bear with me because I can't seem to control my tongue. So I'm never going to be a great photographer. I'm never going to be a great editor. I just do the best I can, but today I don't retain things easily. It's a very hard struggle for me to learn more technology. So thank you for bearing with me. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate you subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, hitting the notifications bell, and commenting on my videos. It encourages me and helps me to strive to do better on my videos. Thank you again for coming. Hey, Bob.
Hi, Dee. Good to see you again.
You too. So before we start, I want to tell you, I've talked to my subscribers. I told them I'm going to see you this week. And I promised I would ask you a few questions from them.
Okay.
So, do you ever get tired of people swarming around you?
Yeah, the one-word answer is yes.
How do you avoid that?
I hide. I do. I'm in the Quartzsite area, and I'm down a road where I've been there for 2 weeks, and I think I've seen one car go down this road.
When you go to a restaurant, you can't avoid people, can you? Or a store or something.
It depends on where I am. Here in Quartzsite, no.
Right.
Or in Parker or Yuma. And I just think to myself, these are people I want to help. And so...
You have a great history of helping people, Bob.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that your channel or the RTR was ever going to get so big that it has gotten?
Never in a million years did I think this could happen.
Well, you started your first RTR, what, 12 years ago? Or?
Yeah, this is the 12th one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So last year you had to do a virtual RTR.
Yes.
But this year you're going to have a physical location, correct?
We are.
Where's that going to be, Bob?
Well, what, about a mile from here? 2 miles? It'll be in the Quartzsite Town Park. Mm-hmm. And if you know Quartzsite at all, it's literally across the street from the library here.
Okay.
And if you ever go down to the library, there's a couple of jets on one corner. It literally will be right behind those jets.
Yeah. So listen, somebody wants to know, what is your most annoying experience while camping?
Noise. I think noise. People who, which is another reason why I go hide, so I don't have noise around me. But people who play their music too loud, generators, ATVs, noise, just really bothers me.
Yeah. So how do you like your new rig?
I love this thing.
I'm going to ask you a few questions about that, but here's another question that one of my subscribers, how often do you cook in your rig?
Well, I have a lot of solar. I have 720 watts of solar. So now I cook, I try to cook a fairly big meal and then put it in my fridge and eat leftovers. I will cook something that will make 3 or 4 meals.
Right.
And so every 3 or 4 days, I'm cooking a meal. That's pretty much always.
What would you change about your life, Bob?
Well, I am in the process of changing my life. I'm trying to do less on the channel, but not close it. I want it to live past me. So I'm in the process now of bringing in someone to work with me on the channel, so that I will do less, he will do more, and he will run the channel. You know, I'm going to get old, and I'm not going to be able to do this.
Exactly.
And so as I get older, I will do less and less, and he will do more and more.
Right. So another question somebody asked is a diesel heater worth the money? And could you use it in a car or an SUV?
Yes. You know, you have to remember there are $150 items from China.
Yeah.
And so you have to think of it as disposable. If you can think of it that way, I would, for one thing, I'd always buy 2 at a time. And then if a part breaks, you have a salvage part right there. So you can keep it fixed.
Yeah.
And if you think of it as, this is not the highest quality thing in the world, I think they're fantastic. They're, you know, they put out a lot of heat, it's safe. You just have to accept that they're going to break. I'd always have a spare part one there. Boy, in a car, that's a lot of heat for a small space. You'd have to cut the holes, they have to be vented. The intake, the outtake have to be vented. You'd have to cut holes, you'd have to have that. You'd have to have the diesel tank mounted somewhere.
And store diesel fuel, though, wouldn't you?
They come with a tank, and you'll have to mount the tank and run the hose into the diesel heater. So it could be done, but I'm not sure that, I don't know. Anything can be done.
Do you have any regrets over the last 12 years?
No, it is all, you know, I just interviewed you.
Right.
And as you said at the very end, you know, you give all the credit to God.
Yeah.
And I can say the same thing, that I live my life like I'm not smart enough or wise enough. I don't have a big enough picture to run my own life.
Right.
And so to the greatest degree that I possibly can, I turn my life over to higher power on a daily, moment by moment basis. So other than when I mess up and take it back, which is all the time.
Right.
You don't we all? I mean, it's so hard.
Exactly.
As long I accredit all of anything and everything good that's happened in my life to my ability to turn it over to the higher power. So if it's been good, it's because the higher power has made it good. And if it's been bad, it's because I've taken it back and screwed it up.
Okay, what will you do when you get too sick or too old to continue living a nomad life?
I'm going to do exactly what you've done. You are my example, Dee. I am going to follow you till in the grave, I think. You have set the example of so well of how you live gracefully through the hardships of life.
Ah, Bob.
And that's not. I'm not just saying that. You've embodied living gracefully through life.
Thank you.
Life has dealt you some hard cards, and you've played the hands as well as they could be played, and you've turned them into joy instead of sorrow. Sorrow along the way, but joy with it. So I'm gonna follow your example. If there'll come a day when I'll be in an RV park.
Come get rid of space next to me.
Yes, I will. We'll plan on it.
Then we for sure can camp together.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Okay, one last question before we look at your rig. What is the most important suggestion you could give a nomad about this life?
Boy, to boil it all down to one important suggestion. I've got to say I'm not very good at these. Resilience. Like you, things have come up and you adapt.
Right.
Being adaptable.
Exactly.
That things are going to change. They're not the end of the world. And having a faith in something greater than yourself, that this bad thing has happened.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, something good is waiting.
Thank you.
So faith through and resilience through hardship. Hardship's coming.
Definitely. We all face it.
We all face it.
Yeah.
And, it's not always going to be easy and pleasant and wonderful. But if you have a North Star you live by,
right,
that will get you through, and if you're willing to be adaptable, and when your eyes start to go bad, you go into an RV park. You do whatever you have to do. And again, you're my example.
You're silly. So, Bob, why don't you show us your home, your new rig? You went from a van for 12 years, or 11 and a half or something, and into this beautiful ambulance. Tell us about your ambulance.
Well, it's just a standard ambulance. It's a 2011. I got it pretty new. I knew I wanted to live in it a long time, so I bought a new one with low miles.
Right.
It's a Chevy 6.6 Duramax diesel, so with low miles and forever. Right. And this happens to be four-wheel drive. And that was really the thing I was after, was four-wheel drive.
That's nice.
It is nice.
I have the 6 points whatever turbo diesel, but I don't have the four-wheel drive for sure.
Yeah, no, that was really what I
and dually.
wanted.
It's a
dually,
dual wheel.
Right? It's actually just a 1-ton Chevy, what they call a cutaway. So there's no bed. They give it to the manufacturers, and they put the box on, makes it an ambulance. So you want to come inside?
Sure,
Let's
I sure do.
So,
Okay, Bob, tell us about your home.
well, it's still, I did very little to it, which is why I wanted an ambulance, because I didn't want a project.
Right.
So, but ambulances look like hospital room. They're not attractive. So I put up the curtains. These are just curtains off of Amazon. You can buy them. Just type in curtains with mountain scenes, and they'll come up.
Very cool.
Just to hide the
Oh, yeah.
so inside it's just an ambulance. So like over here, you'll see this is just the work area that the ambulance usually comes.
You have a lot of cover space.
You do. That's why I bought an ambulance.
Whole lot of storage. Yeah.
So that's just my food. This is miscellaneous. There's my microwave down there. These three are all books, pretty much. Not entirely, but mostly. This is mostly all my clothes.
So you cook in here?
Oh yeah, here's my stove.
Okay.
So I just use a stove and an Instant Pot.
What about a wash basin or anything?
No, I've never had water in any of my vehicles.
Do it all outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So tell us where you work in here.
So I wanted a desk, and I have a desk here, and I shoot most videos with my phone, and so this, I can just clap my phone on here and move it around.
Oh, that's smart.
And so my phone is here, or I can shoot it down, straight down, if I want to shoot overhead.
So that's your desk.
Desk, and this is I just lounge here on the bed. I've always done that. So that's my back support. It's cold weather clothing.
And a twin size bed?
It's 38 inches. Yeah,
okay.
It's twin.
And you have storage underneath that?
Yeah, standard storage underneath it.
Very cool. I love your curtains. Great.
I do too. I really. This is how I do Zoom calls.
Oh.
So my phone just goes right in here.
Very cool.
And that's how I do a Zoom call.
Huh. Wow. So you have a lot of lighting. Of course, ambulance, all we do.
Yes.
You have a lot of storage on the outside too, don't you?
Yes, I have a lot.
Yeah. Very cool. People will love to see how Bob Wells really lives.
Yep.
Yes, he does. After all this time, you still don't want a house.
Oh, no. I don't ever want to live in a house.
I don't blame you.
No. That has absolutely no appeal to me.
All right. Well, thank you, Bob, for showing us your home. I appreciate you taking your time. I know you're a busy man. One other question somebody asked me, how do you decide which rigs you want to do tours of?
Well, I'll do kind of almost anyone, but if there's something unusual or unique, really,
right?
That is just something out of the ordinary is what we're looking for. But they're all interesting in their own way.
Yeah.
So, kind of, we'll do almost anyone.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because everybody's original. Everybody is.
Yeah, they all do something a little different.
What is your last bit of advice for us? You're the man with all the know-how about nomad life. So, if I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do.
That's fine. Well, I guess it is that, what have you got to lose? Give it a shot.
That's true.
You know, if you, this is something I tell to people, they write me and they say, I want to become a nomad, but I'm scared. And I write back and say, well, what do you have to lose? If you try it and it isn't, you know, you decide it isn't for you, and that almost never happens, but occasionally it does, then in the trying, you'll have memories you'll treasure the rest of your life.
My last thumbnail on my video that I just did says, you only fail if you're not willing to try.
Right.
That's the only way you can fail if you never try.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bob, for this time. Thank you for sharing your life with us and all your wisdom. I know everybody loves you, and you have so much to offer so many people. You help so many people, including me. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Dee.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.